Have you ever challenged yourself to learn a new skill or tackle a really tough project, but no matter how much you planned ahead, issue after issue kept popping up and you just wanted to quit? During the Mythosaur Skull build, I ran into problems almost from the very beginning and I came very close to quitting. I need coffee. Much better. Hey guys, I'm David with Southern Style DIY. Often in the makerspace online, we see awesome and inspiring projects, which is the whole point. One of the big reasons I am making things and putting them online today is because I saw others doing it and was inspired to get started. In fact, Paul Jackman and his massive palette power carving projects were a massive inspiration for the Mythosaur Skull build. This project has been on my mind for well over a year, and during that year, I thought that I planned every single step of the project. In fact, I thought that I solved problems before they occurred, like building a beefier outfeed table so that it could actually support the weight of 25 2x4s. However, despite all of my planning, things started to go wrong really quickly, from the digital world not translating well into the real world and gaps in the glue ups to both of those tusks breaking off. As someone who's still relatively new to the makerspace, I really appreciated folks like the I Like to Make Stuff crew who don't hide their mistakes, but rather show them and highlight how they're going to move past those mistakes. That's a huge reason why I also mention most of my mistakes as well. While it can be a little bit encouraging to see somebody else also exhibit the capacity to make mistakes, I will say it feels completely different when you are the one in the middle of the project. In fact, there were several times throughout the Mythosaur Skull build where a mistake made me need to take a step back for a few days. And honestly, when that second tusk broke, that couple of days turned into several weeks that I just couldn't come look at the project anymore. Even closer to the end were some of the biggest mistakes that were just gut-wrenching for me. I had one more cut to make for power carving, that line down the center, and I took a step back after making that cut and absolutely hated the way the project looked. Even closer to the end, when I was burning the eyes, I took a step back after burning the eyes and the nose, and I hated the way the whole project looked. Fortunately, my wife came outside at the time and reminded me of my initial idea to not just burn the eyes and the nose, but to lightly burn the whole skull. I took her advice, kept moving forward with my original thought, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. The final result is a project I'm extremely proud of. Ironically enough, probably more so with all the challenges and failures I ran into than if everything had gone smoothly. When I look at that project, I don't just see a cool project that lived in my head for over a year. I see that I didn't quit. If you're in the middle of learning a new skill or a tough project and you keep running into failure, don't quit. You're always going to look back on things you quit with regret, but if you keep pushing through, if you keep finding new solutions, you will look back on even a not perfect project like the Mythosaur Skull and be glad that you still pushed through. You've heard about a project that challenged me and how I overcame it, but I want to hear from you. What's a new skill that you're struggling with, or a tough project that you keep running into failure with? And most importantly, how are you stopping yourself from quitting? The maker community is one of the most encouraging ones I have ever had the pleasure to be a part of, and almost everyone in it, like me, wants to see you succeed and build awesome things. So I'll see you in the conversation below.